Yo, what is up, my people? Today I'm bringing you Title Update 10, the final patch notes. I want to just go over it with you guys so you guys know what's coming tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. It's been a minute. Let's get it. All right, so here we have the new patch notes. I'm just going to try to go over it pretty quick. Last video I made with these patch notes was pretty long, so right here we have tomorrow dropping this beautiful little update, man. So I can't wait personally. And title update 10 is upon us, man. With that title update 10, the new season also launches on the 23rd, which is a week after, and it's gonna offer 12 weeks of in-game activity and unique rewards. Season 2 brings a new seasonal manhunt, new leagues, and a new global event, which is pretty awesome, man. So unique rewards as well. The new manhunt tasking you to take on 5 rogues over a 12-week period. At the end of those 12 weeks, you'll be able to get a healing trap variant, which is amazing, bro. Unfortunately, it's gonna take us a minute to get it, but a new talent is Pog U, baby. So new global event, new apparel event, new leagues, new rewards, which is 2 new exotics, 1 new gear set, 2 new named items, 2 new named gear, and 1 new brand set, bro. So this is super dope. For the season, you'll be able to get all of this as soon as it drops. Participating in the activities above will earn XP. Participating in conflict matches beyond level 30 will also gain XP. And Dark Zone beyond level 30 will also gain XP for the season. So that's really cool. New raid, Operation Iron Horse, on the 30th of this month, which is amazing. So True Sons have taken over a foundry and developed new weapons and threaten to destroy everything the division has worked for. So this is going to be new bosses, puzzles, and rewards. Level 40 version on the 30th, level 30 on a future client update, right? So discovery mode will become available on a later date. Unique rewards, 2 new exotics, 2 new gear sets, and cosmetic rewards from completing the raid, which is going to be super dope. Future details will become available closer to the raid this month, which is in 2 weeks. So they have balances and bugs, a bunch of balance and bug fixes for this patch right here. I feel like this is a quality of life patch. Missing localized audio. Since the pandemic's been around, they haven't been able to get all the voices for all the different countries, so they might hear English on a lot of the different countries where they're missing some of those dialects, from what I understood. So these are the new exotics, of course. These new exotics are going to be super powerful, especially the Mantis, since they are buffing marksman rifles, especially in PvP. So I feel like this is going to be one of the more powerful items to use, this Mantis, which you get it from the season. So it's going to give you the same 50% amplified damage. If you want, you could check out my Mantis YouTube video that I made. Also, the cooldown for the decoy skill is going to be phenomenal. So decoy with this is going to be amazing. Vow, beautiful mask. This is going to be ran with the skill build, with the status build, excuse me. And this mask is going to help you with your statuses, applying a debuff and giving them damage over time. Right here, the Ravenous, super powerful weapon. Still working, super powerful. I'll make a review on this in the future, and it's going to be from the raid. This is also from the raid, the Regulus. So once we get it, we'll make another video on the Regulus. We already have one video on YouTube if you guys want to check that out, but it's still the same 400% damage dealt on a headshot, high accuracy, and base damage. Right here we have the new gear sets coming in. This is the Eclipse Protocol. I made a video on it. Status V2. This is a phenomenal status effect build. I made a video also on the Foundry Bulwark, and this is going to be really strong. I'm pairing this with the Liberty, and I use this in PvP. It's going to be 10% heals over 15 seconds for PvP, so keep that in mind. PvP multipliers are different. And right here we have Future Initiative, which is a healer build in my opinion. I haven't really messed with it too much. I'll be making a video in the future. But from what I see, it seems pretty powerful. 30% repair skills, 30% duration, and 15% skill haste. Phenomenal. Right here we have the new brand set. We'll be messing around with that. I'll give you my opinions. Let me know in the comments below if you are excited to use or farm this new gear set, which is going to be for damage builds, right? All right, we have some new named weapons. These are for skill players, I feel. Skill builds. both of them. So weapon kills grant skill tiers for the mechanical animal, the SIG 556. And then you have the Resolute MK47, which has perfectly in sync, which also gives you skill damage for 5 seconds when hitting an enemy and weapon damage. So that's cool. Skill is getting a little bit of love. Right here we have new named gear, which is the Matador, the backpack, perfect adrenaline rush, which works really good with Bulwark, I feel. And just in general, if you're trying to run like Intimidate and get bonus armor, this is going to work really good, man. So when you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 23% bonus armor for 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So that's phenomenal. And then we have a new repair trap. When your friendlies stand in the repair trap, they'll be healed. The only thing I don't really like about this, man, is that it will not be available in game until the season prime target unlocks in August. So you do the math. That's pretty far away, man, right? Weapon talent, future perfect. Right here we have weapon kills grant skill. Still the same for skill. Both of these weapons, they're just not the named items, but they are the new talents. Backpack talent, which I just went over, and Headhunter being one of my favorite. I also have a build video. If you haven't already checked it out, check out my YouTube, man. I drop a lot of content and a lot of info on those videos, do some of the math for you guys so you guys understand where you're getting this damage from and how to work with it, how to play it, everything. Gameplay changes. All right, missions, they reduced how many elite enemies will spawn in the following missions. Awesome. Tombs, I've ran a lot of these missions a lot. Stranded Tanker, Manning Zoo. It's awesome. Camp White Oak, to see that they reduced the elites that'll spawn, making it a little bit easier in my opinion. So loot, added all new season 2 weapons to the pool. So that's gonna be fun to farm, have new things to farm. Item power, they updated the distribution of the item between minimum and maximum for all difficulties. Difficulty scaling, regular loot from containers and missions now will scale with mission difficulty. Targeted loot from containers will now scale also. Targeted loot, increased targeted loot drop chances from all missions. Warlords can now also be farmed in DC, including the Dark Zone. So now you're gonna see all of the brand sets, which are like Seska, Grupo. They're gonna be all in DC now. Named items, they increased the named item drops in Dark Zone and everywhere else in targeted loot. Exotics, they added all season 1 exotics except for the bighorn, since you get the bighorn from legendaries, but they added them to the pools. Coyote Mask, no longer a season minimal requirement, so you don't have to be level 30 anymore. Control points, removed weapon loot containers, not scaling with world difficulty. Legendary, increased NPC loot drop chances from veterans and elites on legendary difficulty. So legendaries are going to be a lot more worth, in my opinion, especially if they're increasing the loot drops to make it like worth it, right? Because you do a whole legendary and you only get like 2 or 3 pieces, not really so worth. So that'll make it a lot more worth it. Crafting, crafting will now guarantee a higher minimum item power, resulting in higher overall stat rolls. Sweet. Vendors, added named items to both open world and Dark Zone vendors. Increased the prices for named items. Increased item power for all vendors. Vendors no longer sell superior items. SHD levels. So they added a proficiency cache for when you level up. Increased crafting material rewards for spending SHD level points in scavenger categories. So you'll be getting more mats now. Added a season experience on conflict for the season. Beautiful. Rogue agent encounters, every rogue agent killed will now drop loot. That's huge. We used to kill like 4 or 5 agents and only get like 1 item, which was really bad. So now we'll get loot every time we kill a rogue agent. Pog, baby, let's go. Rogue agent encounters no longer occur during time trials. Wow, that's a huge one, man. But every time it happened to us, we would just like run up to the agents to die. Sometimes we would kill them like if we're really good on time, but usually we just let them kill us to keep going. Control point officers, now they're going to revive you with 80% armor. Previously you were getting rezzed with 0 armor, so now you're going to have 80% armor. And they reduce the likelihood of the control point officer getting bodied, so he's going to be up a lot more to res you when you go down. Bounties acquired by speaking to characters in the open world will be set to difficulty at time of the acquisition or higher. This affects the snitch and civilian rescues. Scheduled bounties such as daily and clan bounties are unaffected. Projects, new season pass holder slot have access to exclusive daily missions which provide large bonuses to XP. Daily missions, sweet. Weekly SHD requisition project. Endgame players at World Tier 5 now have a weekly supply donation which rewards them with an exotic cash. That's amazing, bro. Legendary mission. After completing any legendary mission, you'll grant a weekly legendary mission project slot. Completing the legendary slot will reward you with an exotic cash. Let's go. So you got to do another legendary mission for that. Awesome. Incoming repairs are rip. They only meant it to be a defensive attribute equivalent to repair skills. So it giving you armor from everywhere or giving you extra incoming heals from firewall, from unbreakable, from all of that. Rip. Clutch. Rip. All right, so weapon handling, they increased it to 1%. So weapon handling now gives you all of these. So let's say you have 8% weapon handling, you will have 8% accuracy, 8% stability, 8% swap speed, and 8% reload speed. So one talent now gives you all 4 of those. And this will be easier for you guys to understand when you're doing the math in your head, basically, is what this says. Talent changes. So they changed leadership by 3%. They buffed up Spike. Oh, they lowered Spike, excuse me. They lowered the skill damage. They increased reformation. And creeping death no longer will take the status effect if there are no other enemies to status effect. PvP, so they reduced all weapon damage by 20%. So that's going to be pretty big. In addition, they increased marksman rifles. So snipers are the way to go, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, right? Everything else got a slight nerf, which is cool. They want to kind of balance it out. Since there's going to be like significant buffs in the future, right? All right, specific damage modifiers. They increased the damage barrel. They reduced the pestilence by 10%, and they reduced the classic M1A by 5%. So exotic modifiers, they changed the way that Merciless worked, also reducing it in PvP by 50%. Quick draw bonus also is reduced in PvP. Imperial Dynasty no longer applies burn status to the nearest enemy in range. Now it requires maintaining a line of sight for 3 seconds. And yeah, that's about it, man. Pestilence, they changed the white buff. So it no longer repairs the armor. Plague effect no longer triggers True Patriot's white debuff armor. So when they're getting hit with the pestilence ticks, you're not going to be getting no more armor, basically. So Negotiator Dilemma, they reduce the range at which marked targets can damage each other when critically hit to 15 meters. So this only works in PvP, but they have to be close to each other for negotiators to work. All right, talent modifiers, efficient. They reduced it from 100% to 50%. So yeah, versatile reduced the amplified damage. So they reduced versatile also, and they reduced vanguard. So instead of being invulnerable for 5 seconds, you're only going to be invulnerable for 2. Specialization modifiers, firewall. They nerfed firewall from 200 to 150%. Posters now correctly reveal players in the dark zone. They increased the striker drone by 30 and 55%, which I think this is probably going to be the go-to. I made a build of this already for you guys where I do 5 directives by myself with a skill build. And these are the 2 skills I use. So that's going to be definitely used a lot more. They reduced chem launcher in PvP so that you're not getting barbecued anymore. They reduced bleed hive, and they also increased the stinger hive damage, the initial damage, by 20%. So if you're skill tier 6, you're going to get 55% damage. So they buffed a bunch of weapons. Everything seems to have got a damage increase. I would check out the AK if I was you guys. It does have a lot of recoil. FAMAS also got a buff. ACR, G36, those are all beautiful weapons in my opinion, and they all got nice buffs. So LMGs, I would suggest keeping the normal MG5. The infantry got nerfed, so the normal MG5 is probably going to be the best. Classic M60, I like the M60 personally, but it's all up to you what you want to use. They also increased the Negev and the Stoner. So MMRs, which is marksman rifles. We have right here the Model 700 getting buffed, also the M44. I think both of those are going to be very good. I'm going to use a SVD sometimes, even though it got a damage increase of only 2%. Rifles are looking beautiful. The 1886 is probably going to be one of the best rifles now, alongside the M18 and the UIC. Those are looking really good with those damage increases. SMGs, very powerful. Tommy gun getting the most like significant buff, but I still don't use it. I was liking the MPX, but I don't know how much I like it with 17% damage. We'll see though. Police looking like a good option. The Vector and all the other Vectors got decreased, so I don't know how I really feel about that. Tactical Vector might still be the way to go. And then we have yeah, that's about all. Let me know what SMG you like though. I really did like the converted SMG 9 when I used it, and the MPX when I was using it in PTS. Those felt really good. Shotguns, I personally like the Super 90. It's got a 23% damage increase, and I don't know, the tacticals looks good. I also like the ACS, which is like the old school showstopper, so that one slaps too. Right here we got sidearms, and they increased magnums significantly, 70% damage almost increased, and they nerfed my favorite weapon, the M19 tactical. But yeah, M1911, we'll figure out which one we like, and I'll drop that video for you guys. Exotic changes, a lot of changes coming, man. So the Bighorn looking like it's gonna be viable now, giving you headshots, giving you headshot damage when you hit headshots, stacking up to 50 times and then resetting once it's full. Also 450% damage when you're scoped in. And yeah, man, it looks pretty good. Eagle Bearer also got a damage increase, and they changed, which they gave it a significant buff right here in my opinion. They went from 10 stability to 10 weapon handling, and you already know that weapon handling does like 4 different things right now. So accuracy, stability, weapon swap, and reload speed. So we basically got a huge buff. We already had the stability, and we still have the stability, but now we have 3 more attributes on the Eagle Bearer, making the Eagle Bearer like one of the best in my opinion right now. Chameleon also got a huge buff. I'm going to be going over this. This will probably deserve its own video. And the Chameleon is kind of goated in my opinion right now. It's really good for PvE. And as you can see, check this out. If you want, you could pause the video so you can see all the changes. But damage increased to 32%. And now you can keep your buffs when your encounter ends and you go into the next encounter. Bullet King, damage increased by 2.6%. Not bad in my opinion. Nemesis also got an increase of 11%. It's always done beautiful damage, but this is probably to compete with the Mantis that it is about to drop. The Liberty 2 also got a buff. It's always been beautiful. It also got 15% weapon handling, and it still has the reload speed, right? Also, right here, you get weapon damage now, and it stacks up to 30%. So you get 2% weapon damage on hits, and then headshots consume all your stacks, repairing your shield still. Merciless kind of got toned down. It was really powerful, but they want to compensate the handling that it has with the damage. They don't want it to be like a laser and super accurate and have like insane damage, because then nobody's going to use anything else, right? All right, so Diamondback right here, we have damage increased by 7.7. The Diamondback is already one of the most beautiful weapons, and it's still going to be super powerful. Sweet Dreams got a nice damage increase. Also, Lady Death from 60 to 75. They lowered the mag, but still super viable. Damage increased overall. This thing slaps, chat, slaps. Chatterbox, I don't use it much. Let me know what you guys think about the Chatterbox. Am I sleeping? Should I be trying it? Should I be using it? Pestilence, they changed the way it works as far as the mods. Ninja Bike, they added bonus armor, which is beautiful. Reloads and grants 25% of your armor whenever you vault. That might be super powerful. Dodge City, this deals headshot damage to anywhere you hit now. BTSU, they changed this, so you have to be skill tier 6. From what I understand, you can still be skill tier 6 and buff up your whole team. Sawyer knee pads, they also increased the weapon damage, and you can move, and you lose all your stacks after 10 seconds of moving, so not instantly anymore. Hardwired, they changed a bunch of gear set changes from the old gear set. what I'm looking at right here, the most is system corruption. Now it repairs 20% of your armor in addition to granting 50% of bonus armor. Increase total weapon damage by 1% to 5%, up to 20%. So increase total weapon damage by 1% per 5% bonus armor gain. That's beautiful. Striker, still striker. Dilemma is still dilemma. Transfers on initial bullet that marks a new target. Increased repair from they doubled the repair skills on hardwired. And then here we have brand set changes. They made changes to all brand sets. If you want to pause it, it's small changes, 5% change, but increases. So like if you're used to Providence being a headshot for 10%, you're gonna have 15. If you're used to Araldi being a headshot damage, you'll have 15 now instead of 10 also. So gunner spec, they reduced the weapon handling. And then Stinger Hive now also displays its bleed and duration. And they made a bunch of other small changes here that you guys might want to check out. If you want, you could pause the video and just read through it. Small changes, and that's about it. A bunch of bug fixes. It's so many bug fixes that it's almost matches the patch note, but that's really good, man. They fixed all of these issues, all these deltas, all these errors, all these drones, all these decoys, all these, bruh. Oh my goodness, dude. Look at how much stuff they fixed, man. This is wild, dude. But yeah, that's it. That's all the patch notes in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know some of you guys don't really look at the patch notes, but it's good to know what's coming in the future. That way you can adjust properly and, you know, be hyped and know what to farm. So thank you guys, man. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll catch you over later on Twitch and TU10 tomorrow, baby. Let's go. Peace. Take it easy, baby.